Hello everybody and welcome to hole number 8, a par 4 of the Greenoch Point in the Holiday Hills tournament. The video here is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, so yeah, let's go. Here we're going to see two options, one when we try to go for green and one when we are going to just lay up and play it safe. Crosswind or tailwind in any form, then we're going to try to go for green. Now I do have a minor headwind here, which is going to make it a bit more trickier, and that's why we do have the Berserker ball suggested in the info box on the right. Here, 6 bars of topspin is normally very good. I would say that if you do have a crosswind, use as much topspin that you possibly can, and then go with max overpower, and then try to hit perfect. In this case, when we do have a little headwind, as I said, we do need more power with our ball, so therefore a Berserker ball or maybe in any other form of a Power 4 ball would be good. There is a bunch of Power 4 ball combos that gives you wind resistance 4 as well, which would be absolutely perfect in a situation like this. But nonetheless, you know, we need to get it over and to get towards the pin. If we don't get it on the green or close to the green and we land where we ended up now, then we still have a much better opportunity, in my opinion, than if we're going to lay up to the left. Because now we're going to have to play with a rough iron, and obviously, you know, you need to hit the ball perfect, otherwise you're going to have a problem. So this hole is going to be an interesting one with a crosswind, with a tailwind, because getting the ball consistently to green, it's not going to be consistent. You're going to sometimes hit a dead spot in the rough and you're gonna die short. Sometimes you're going to hit a spot in the rough where you get a glitch and you roll over the green into the rough on the back or into the sand on the back. So you need to be a little bit lucky, but nonetheless, you know, no matter where you end up around the green, it's going to be a very good chance to getting an eagle on this one. And I say crosswind or tailwind here, it is an absolute must eagle in my opinion. The drive needs to be over adjusted 15%, so that is because the ball is going to be affected more by the wind. Second option, now we're going to play and lay up here. And the reason we do lay up, it's because we're going to have a wind that is not going to be tailwind or crosswind. We have headwind, and then we're going to play out to the left. We can play to the right as well and put ourselves up there and then go for a rough bump from distance. But the most general and common way to play this hole in a headwind or in any way when we are not going for green is to play on the left, bounce over the rough, bounce over the sand using 2 to 4 bars of topspin, because now when we're going to lay up to the left, we just need to absolutely make sure that this ball ain't going to roll into the rough here on top. So as you can see here, the ball from our opponent is absolutely perfect. Get it there, and then you approach the pin from distance from this angle. So our turn, and we're going to play, in this case, as you can see, I'm playing with a navigator. Use a ball with a bit more wind resistance. I think a katana will be a perfect ball, gives you power 2, and then it also gives you some side spin. Here I'm playing for the ball to bounce into the rough and roll out, and that's a way for you to go with as well, if you're not feeling comfortable with that you will clear the rough directly with the first bounce. Maximum distance, once again, plus 15%, very important, so we do compensate for the downhill approach that we're going to take. So the ball is getting down there in some form, it bounces and it then roll into the rough and then roll out. That's another way to get out to this fairway, but obviously if you do want to have a bit better angle, I would suggest to maybe stay away from trying to rough bump it there and just go straight over as our opponent, because now our opponent has more fairway to work on than what we are going to have. Second shot, 15% extra. 15% extra to compensate for the downhill approach here as well. So this ball is also going to be affected more by the wind. So just to talk a bit about the fact that we do have Goliath matched up there on the right hand side. The reason we do land a Goliath here, it's because you will get yourself in a position here when you lay up to go for the pin with a long iron. Then I want you to play with a long iron that gives you the most confidence. So if that's Goliath, which it is for me, it could be the B52, could be the Saturn as it is for our opponent, or it could even be the Grizzly. So you choose whatever club you might want to go with. If you're gonna go for green, as I mentioned before, you play with a driver that gives you the most topspin and distance. So I choose to not add it there in the info box because there is so many different clubs that could be good for that option. If you do reach as far as we did, you know, you can have a short iron as well. Most likely it's going to be a long iron, but it could be a short iron as well. And for those of you playing on Tour 9 in the regular tour play, will see this opportunity as a very good opportunity compared to those of us that do not play Tour 9 on a daily basis. It's because this one is a fairly simple one to dial in if you're used to this type of course. So the video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. If you do have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe to patreon.com/golfclashtommy to get the text guides.